Okay, this is sliced mushrooms, and we got some onion in here. I used one onion, and I cut the onion in half, and I put it all in the bowl here, and I diced it up with one stick of celery. Diced up the celery, and then I took some of that onion out of here and put it in here to cook. And then you're gonna get lots of water, but you gotta cook the mushrooms till the water is almost gone. You see the water is almost gone in the mushrooms.
Did you put any oil or anything?
And I put some butter in here. I put about quarter of a cup of butter in here.
Okay.
Okay, so basically that's what we did here. And mushrooms are almost nice and brown they are now, and there's very little juice in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook the sausage. Here's the sausage here. We're going to put the sausage in there after we take the mushrooms out. We're going to cook the sausage. So that's basically what it is right now, is 3 small potatoes. And then we boiled them, cut them up, boiled them, and then we mashed them, and that's what the juice is left over off the potatoes. We're going to use that for the dressing too. And there's the pan there, and we're going to turn the temperature down to 4 on the stove here. 4, and it's going to cook the mushroom or the sausage in that. See a little bit of juice in there? It's not going to stick. It's going to be nice. Tube in there. You ready?
Yeah.
We got the sausage tube in there. What we're going to do is the sausage in this pot. The sausage is starting to cook, and we just add a little bit of pepper. So you can see the pepper flakes on there. A little bit of salt. And by the way, it is now 11 minutes after 10 in the morning, and I started this around 5 after 9 this morning. So like I say, I got the mushrooms, I had whole mushrooms, I cleaned the mushrooms, and I diced the mushrooms. They're nice, and you can see how nice sauteed they are. You can see the onions here. Big bag of stuffing mix. And you can notice all that stuffing mix, it's all white bread. No brown, it's all white. I like using white. White tastes much better. Chunks of bread. You can see the crumbs in here a little bit, but they're all chunks of bread. And that's what we want. They're nice and dry. We get it usually at a bakery in Aurelia, and Aurelia Bakery, and they got some nice stuffing mix there. That's what it is, chunks of bread. Okay, you can see the sausage is cooking. I got it on medium heat. Make sure you turn it because you want to get it brown like this. See, you get a nice brown color. You don't want to get it a real dark black. That's when you burn it. So you gotta make sure you turn it, get in there, and with a nice, and you just turn it a little bit, right? And that's the color you want, the nice brown flavor on it. So it's still not. You can control it really easy on medium heat, but if you cook it too hot, then you're gonna burn it. So it's got to be on medium heat. It takes a while. So we've been doing this for now 4 minutes. You can see how it's coming. So. Once it starts to cook, then then we're gonna kind of mince it a little bit with a masher. So that's the next step after it's been cooked. See how nice and brown that is when you turn it over? You know, it takes a while to cook. See, it's getting brown. That's what you want. So it takes a few minutes. You know, it's 10:22, and you can see all kinds of grease in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the meat out of the grease. It's not cooked yet. And I'm going to put it in a bowl with paper towel on it. And then we're going to get rid of the grease, pour it into a can, and then we're going to put the meat back in the frying pan again. Okay, I got the meat in a bowl with paper towel on it, catches the grease and that. We're going to take this off. We got a little can here, and we're going to dump this in a can. We got to make sure when you dump this, it's going to be hot on the bottom of the can. So if you're going to have it on a counter, I put it right in the sink. If you're going to put it on the counter, make sure you got a doily underneath so you don't burn your counter. So we're going to just dump it like that. And the excess in the sink, you got to wipe it up. You don't want to wash that down the drain because it'll cake your drain up. So use a paper towel. I got a used one right here. You just put it in here like that and just wipe up the excess. And then just put it back in the recycle bin. So basically that's what you got right now on your pot is very little grease. Whooshy in there. Hey, Danny?
Whooshy.
Yeah, let's throw the sausage in there. You can see how much grease it got on the bottom here. This thing is pretty well soaked with grease. So now it'll fry good. That's what you want. You want to get it nice and crispy a little bit. Okay, we got it in here. I got the masher that I use for the mashed potatoes here. What we're going to do is just go and turn it just like that a little bit. You see the juice coming out of it? Just turn it. You don't want to scrape your pan. You're just on top of it and just get a knife. See how that's nicely coming there. On top, squeeze it down a little bit. Table here, we got a nice bowl to mix our stuffing mix in, dressing. We got the bread, dry bread for the dressing. Got sage, salt and pepper, mushrooms, celery diced, and onion diced. 1 onion and 1.5 sticks of celery. You got 3 potatoes mashed. You got the sausage cooked and minced a bit. And you got egg. This is potato juice. It turned a little bit of brown, but that doesn't matter because everything's cool right now. Things we need here. Crisco oil. It's basically the sage. I don't use anything but sage in mine. Everybody says, oh, you could use thyme and everything else, but I just use one spice. Okay, well, I have a half a bag of stuffing mix in this bowl. Okay. Now what we're going to do, everything is cooled off. Nothing is warm. Everything is cooled right off. Okay, now I'm going to get the oil. Okay, we're going to do 3 caps of the oil. Running around here. Run on the other outside here. And 1 in the middle. So we're done with the oil. Next, I'm going to grab the eggs. I got 2 eggs, 2 brown eggs, and I put it in a dish. No shells or nothing that way. You can see it nice and clear. And I just put the eggs right on top there. Here, I'm going to put the potatoes in here all around. There, that's what it looks like. No, very little potato in here at all. Use everything up. Get that? I'm gonna get the onions and the celery. See how fine the celery is? Not big chunks, it's nice and fine, minced. The onion's more bigger than the celery is. That's fine. We want that. Okay, next I'm going to grab the mushrooms. There's a small package of mushrooms. I think there was probably around maybe 10 or 11 or maybe 12 in it. So it wasn't a real big package. It was the smallest package they got for mushrooms. And I sliced them. Sliced them all up. They were white mushrooms.
Okay.
Yeah. Things cooled off. We're going to put the sausage in. Okay. Next, we're going to put salt and pepper. Pull around with the salt and pepper. When you can smell that pepper, you know you almost got enough in there. You can smell that pepper. And a little bit of salt. So we're just shaking the salt, just go around twice. And that's good. Okay, now next I got sage. And what we do is sprinkle it on. Don't be shy. You can see it's like a green covering on it. Can you notice that, Jen?
Mm-hmm.
On the meat there, the color of it. Here it is right now. It's right up to here.
Yeah.
So probably about an inch and a half down from the top of the package.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mix it, and I'll show you right back later. I'm gonna pour the potato juice on it. Okay. And then we're gonna put some more sage on it. See, now we're almost down to a half a pack of sage. Sprinkle it on very lightly. Salt and pepper on it again. Now we don't want your dressing to be really moist. We want it to be dry because this turkey's got a lot of juices in it, and it's going to flavor the bread. It's going to soak up the juices in the bread. So in the inside. So basically you want like a dry dressing really. Just a little bit of moisture to pack it all in. And then we'll go from there. Okay? I'm going to mix it together. See here, it's pretty well dry, and there's a little bit of moisture on the top there, but it's pretty well dry. It's almost ready. Just a little bit more, one more time with sage, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, John? This is the last finale of the sage. So could you see it, Jen, on top there? Show everybody how much you got on there a little bit.
Yep.
There's quite a bit there. So this is it, okay? And I'll mix it up, and we'll show you what it looks like. Half a cup of potato juice I used. Now we're going to add a little bit more pepper. You can see how it looks there. Basically, that's the color you want right now. And we're going to add a little bit more pepper. About 6 or 7 shakes of it. And then some little bit of salt. And we're all ready to go. I'm going to mix it up. And we're all ready. When you're mixing it, you got to get underneath it, right, and turn it right up, right? You know, just mix it up really good, and then later on, when it's done, you can feel it on top. You can feel the moisture on top, but it's not wet. It's just moist. That's what you want. So now it's all ready to go in the turkey. Okay.
Yep.
Here's my butterball turkey, right? It's been in, it's around a 15-pound bird. It's been in the fridge for 2 days. I always put it on a tray because you get some water or condensation off, it goes in the tray. So right over here I got my pot. I sprayed it with Pam, and you let it sit for a while so it looks nice and shiny. And the racks there, I make sure my racks are nice and clean. So next I make sure my sink is nice and clean. I use Palmolive around my sink and make sure. Kind of slice the plastic here, and then you ready?
Yep.
And then I just keep on cutting it up, pull the plastic up so you're not cutting anything on the bird itself. So when you got it like this almost, all you do is peel it back. Slice it again a little bit more. Like that. Now, you know, just grab it by here like that and just slide her over. And just dump her right in there. Kind of made a mess.
Yeah.
Now we run some cold water over it. Okay, shut it off. Now we gotta get rid of this plastic so I can open it up. Like that. Now, usually the gizzards and everything else are in here. Here's the gizzards and that. We don't need that. We don't use that, so we'll just put it in the other sink right now. What I do is I throw that in the freezer and I throw it out on garbage day. Gizzards are out. Now what we do is just put it on very light, the water. Rinse it off. Good. Fill the center of it up. Get a little more pressure on the water. Fill the center of it up. Dump it out. Go through the top of the turkey, rinse it out. Rinse the wings. Behind. About a 15-pound bird. I like around 18 pounds. If you get a fresh, I always try to get around the 18-pound one. And I like to get a hen because the hen's got nice roundness to it on top. So you get a lot of more white meat when you got a hen than a tom. You get a lot of dressing in this one, which is good. I like that. So you just rinse it off like I say. Flip her on its side, turn her over. Like that. Turn her over, wash her off on the back. Make sure you wash off her arm. Make sure there's no feathers or anything sticking out, like the yellow stuff. I like to get that off. Rinse it off good. Tips, the wings. Underneath the wings. Yeah, it's getting rinsed off really nice now. And washed off on the top. Okay, so all I want to do is go one more time and rinse it at the top. This one here, the neck is missing. Usually they give you the neck with it. I don't have the neck with this one. That's alright though. So we stand it up like this. Take the water off, move this over, and just drain it off like that. Hold it up straight, drain it off. Give it a good shake. You're not going to get all the water out. And right next to it, I got the tray. You can see the tray. I got tin foil on the tray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, it's been standing for about 10 seconds now. Still water in it. You want to try to get most of the water out. And then I put it right on the tray. Just like that. Okay, Jim. So right now I took the plastic right out of there. That was just holding the legs together in the package. It's always good not to cook with the plastic in it. I don't recommend anybody cooking with the plastic in it. The turkey, what we basically do right now is we get some paper towel. And we try to get all the water out of there with the absorber with the paper towel. Because if you don't, then the dressing gets too wet. So you gotta kind of dry it. See how nice and dry it's getting in there? It's get dry. Basically, you don't see no water in the pockets. So we put dressing in this side, and then we put dressing around the neck too. We want to do the top of the bird. You want to go in the hole here, and you want to put the paper towel on here to absorb most of the water too. So when you take that paper towel, it's kind of wet. Get rid of that. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so now we're ready to put the dressing in. Get rid of the paper towel, make a ball, like a baseball. Just roll it up like that. Roll it, press it, compress it. And you just open this up and you stick it in there and you bring it right down. Fold it right down to the bottom of the turkey. So you're gonna get a lot of dressing in here. Show the people there. So you still got a big cavity on top there. You wanna try to press down on it so you get most of the dressing in there. Okay. Down. So you can still feel the knuckles. Your knuckles, you can feel the top of the turkey still when you're inside there. So just keep on going. This size bird, this dressing I made is probably going to be too much. But what we do is after this dressing that left over, I usually put it in a tin and I put it in the oven. It's the size of a baseball.
Yeah.
And you stuff it right in there. You can see it right there. Still got more room, so we get another baseball. Next, make sure you push it in here like that. Push it all around, make sure it's firm in here. Firm in here. Push it, try to get the outside of the turkey, go like that. Try to bring it in like that. Bring it in. And then what you need is a piece of bread. I like using buns. Need the hamburger bun, press on it like that. Press it in, both sides. Press it in like that. Then one more. Press it in. Press it in. So it kind of stays there. Okay, and the last one goes right in here. Keep it in. Just press it in. Bottom of that. Okay, it's all ready to go in the pot now. So you got 4.5 cups of water in there, salt and pepper in there, and here's the size of the onion I use. See that size? I'm gonna peel it and put half onion here, half over there. Turkey here, it's all ready to go, and you can see the onions in it, 2 onions, one onion, half on one side, half on the other side. Okay? All right, so next we're going to pick the bird up, grab it underneath, and we're going to put it right in the pot here, just like that. Foil, and I'm going to put the tin foil against that. I'm going to push up like that so that it's not going to stick to it. Okay, so there it is right now. Make sure that pushes down. So basically, you put it around the wings here, lift the wing up so it doesn't stick to the pot, eh? Put it right down, just like that. Anywhere where the turkey's touching. Sometimes on this one here, there's a little bit of leg here. Get in the leg there, and the wing, slide it over. So it's like that, so it's not going to be touching. Fold it over so the top of the pan sits on it nice. Okay, you're going to do the front and then the back of the turkey. Make sure that's all up like that. It kind of tucks the bread in a little bit. about a half a cap here. You make sure there's no crumbs or anything on it. So we can pour a little bit on top, just like that, and you just rub it around. Going around, let it soak right into it. Now I got my oven preheated to 325. So that's the temperature we use for this. And it'll probably be ready around, right now it's 12:06, about 4 hours. 4.5 hours. We'll watch it. Top on the turkey. It's like that. The top is hitting a little bit. I don't want, if you put the top on there when it's hitting a little bit, you're going to take the skin right off it. Oh, on top. Like that. Oil it good there. And then I put the little piece of tin foil where it was hitting right on it like that. And then basically just put that back on like that. So stick to that. We'll check it. It'll shrink a little bit, and then hopefully the top will go back on later on, so we'll see. Okay, we'll go in the oven now. The oven's set at 325. It's 12:09. On the bottom rack, got 2 racks in there, top rack I should say. And just shove it back in there. And that's it. The dressing we got left over. It's in a small tin, so we did actually pretty good today. So I put the cover on it and we'll throw it in the oven. I want that turkey's halfway cooked. Now it's 4:30, right? I took the top off at 2 o'clock. Here's what the turkey looks like. That's what it looks like. This extra dressing, I put it in around 3 o'clock. It's cooked already. Put some juice from there into the stuffing. And it's sitting in there now. This will be coming out in about 10 minutes. It's still around 325. Then we take the turkey out, then we save the drippings from the turkey and use that for the gravy. We put the gravy in and a little bit of potato juice. And we got this right here for the gravy for the turkey. Makes excellent gravy. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Two cups of turkey juice in there. And about 2 cups of potato juice in there. And here we go. We got to mix that gravy package I showed you. We got it in there. We got it in this thing here. And usually that's how thick you want it, just like that. You want to thicken it up a little bit more later on. When it starts to boil, you add cornstarch to it. Boiling, and dumped it in there. Okay, that's good. Now you just thicken it up and your gravy's ready.